Summer is officially here, and as we know, Texas summers are no joke, especially with the temperatures going into the triple digits. We're dealing with heat advisories today, and you likely want to spend a lot of time outside at the summer, maybe at the beach or the pool, but it is so vital, so important that we protect our skin from the sun's rays. And so joining me this morning to talk to us about how you can protect your skin, we have Dr. Janice Chang of the U.S. Dermatology Partners Houston Clear Lake. Doctor, thank you so much for taking time to come in to chat with us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Right, and it is a topic that we can't talk about enough, especially in Houston. We love to spend time outside in the summertime, but talk to us just about the importance of putting on sunscreen and how often we should be doing that.
So sunscreen is our primary defense against the sun, and we should put on at least an ounce, which is a shot glass full. So most of us tend to under apply, so it's very important to apply fully every 90 minutes, so hour and a half, and every time you get out of the water, because it's too hot to be out there in the sun all the time. So we know we're going to be getting in the water, and don't count on that 90 minutes. As soon as you get out, you need to go ahead and reapply.
That is a great reminder. When we're talking about adults or kids, we know there's different kinds of sunscreens, right? Talk to us about some of the options for folks.
So basically there's chemical sunscreens and there's physical sunscreens. Physical sunscreens are going to be your safest. So that's what I would recommend for children or those with sensitive skin. They tend to go on kind of white, so a lot of people don't like them a lot, but they're very safe and very, very effective. You can apply it as early as 6 months to children, so don't neglect those children. The others are the chemical sunscreens. They tend to sink in better, but you do need to put them on 15 to 20 minutes before you're going to go outside. So I tell people maybe put it on at the house, and then you can reapply when you get where you're going. So that way you have almost like a double coat right at the beginning, and you know it's effective when you step out of the car.
That's a great reminder for families. And you and I were talking before the segment about, you know, we all try to make sure we have our little kids covered in sunscreen, but mom and dad, caregivers, you can't neglect yourself either after you do that.
Exactly, exactly. Moms and dads, don't forget, you're going to burn too. I'm a big fan of sun protective clothing. So one of the easiest things to do if you don't like putting on a bunch of sunscreen is to throw one of those sun protective shirts on. Sun protective shirt, hat, sunglasses, you're half that way there. And then you just got to make sure you do the other parts of you that are exposed.
Absolutely, absolutely. You talked about how often we should be reapplying it for people. Are there any other ways that you would recommend that we protect our skin? Is it just...
So, like I mentioned, sun protective clothes, and those are the ones that you see have a UPF rating, which stands for ultraviolet protective factor. And so those filter out the majority of the UV. And so it's simple, you don't have to reapply. Fishing stores, sports stores, surf shops if you want something a little wilder and a little cuter. So those are mainstays. You can also get little wraps, hats. I cannot preach enough about hats or some sort of head covering. Getting skin cancer on the head is awful. It's hard to treat. There's no give up here, so it's hard to cut out. And there's no going back. So hats are extremely important, and our eyes are very important. So sunglasses, very, very important.
Very wonderful tips there. And also, it's something we don't want to have happen. But in the event that you get a sunburn, how do you treat it? What should we do?
So you're addressing the inflammation that it causes, which is what makes it all red. And so taking ibuprofen or aspirin are good ways to reduce the pain, good ways to reduce the inflammation. Using aloe, which is very soothing, also an anti-inflammatory. Even on the first day, you can put on some hydrocortisone, which will reduce some of the inflammation. If it's blistered, it's too late, then it's about comfort. Cool compresses, that means just kind of little ice packs, cool washcloths, anything you can do to kind of cool yourself down, and then just some sort of protective ointment or cream to just kind of soothe the skin and protect it while it's healing, because if it blisters, that's a second-degree burn. That's bad news. You don't want it to get infected. You don't really want to pop the blisters or what we would call unroof them, so don't peel them off because now you have a wound and that could get infected.
Right. Well, we'll do everything that we can to try to protect our skin. Thank you so much for giving us some really helpful tips and advice on ways to do that, Dr. Chang. Thank you so much.
Well, great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.